Today we're going to talk about the upper four chakras of the body, the heart, the throat, the third eye, and the crown chakras. The fourth chakra is the heart chakra, and that is represented by the color green. The heart chakra is the bridge. It's right in the middle, so it has a little bit of the influence from the lower chakras and a little bit of the influence from the upper chakras, so it's like this balancing point. This one relates, of course, to the heart. It's also the empathy. That's how you express your love. And that's why it's so important that it comes after the solar plexus, because if you don't understand how to respect yourself and to have your own self-love, then it is that much more difficult to connect with others. This is the healing chakra. This is the chakra of connection, the chakra of relationships. So when you don't have your own self in order, this chakra can suffer. So what I'll notice sometimes is people will have maybe a very tight solar plexus chakra because they're not keeping enough energy for themselves, and then the heart chakra is over wide because they never learn their own boundaries. So then all of their energy goes out, but not enough of it is directed back in. And we have to remember that if it's all about balance, the more we love ourselves, the better we are at expressing love for others. This chakra also relates a great deal to nature. All of that green, all of that beauty coming in. So when working with the heart chakra, you can use, because of the heart, the lungs, everything that is in that particular area, that would be certain things that are going to relate to the air element. So you can start with incenses. That's always a very nice one. Sage, bringing those herbs back in, but in a way that is kind of creating the air, creating the mists, creating the smoke around you. Plants, and anything that is green. Common challenges of the heart chakra are issues that have to do with love. You might be a little shuttered here, especially if you've experienced any type of heartbreak. There might not be a lot of energy flowing there because it's really just a defense mechanism. If our heart is hurting, then all of a sudden we tend to shut it down a little bit. But also issues with the lungs. When you change your breathing, you can change a lot of things that affect the heart, such as anxiety. Now, one of the first things they say if you're having a panic attack, focus on your breathing. The heart meridian runs right down your arm. So when you hug someone, you're basically wrapping the entire energy of your heart around someone, and you're touching your heart chakra to someone else, and you're receiving their heart chakra energy in return. But it takes some vulnerability to do that. And that's really what the heart chakra teaches us, is that there is strength in that vulnerability. The fifth chakra is the throat chakra, and it is represented by the color blue. The throat chakra is the beginning of the manifestation process, because the moment you say something or write it down, you begin the process of manifestation. I want whatever it is. And then it can finally start to become, because you can be thinking about it, but nobody knows about it until you open your mouth, until you express it. So this is the chakra of expression, meaning that you're bringing it into being. People think it's just about being heard, speaking your truth. Absolutely, because the chakra is called the gateway of truth. But it is the beginning of pulling things from the world of the unmanifest into the world of the manifest. Then you start to really pay attention to what you say. If you start saying things that you don't want to happen, and then you're wondering why your life is going the way it is, well, it all really boils down to the throat chakra, doesn't it? If you are speaking your truth, which is what you want, then you are reinforcing the manifestation process in a way that is under your control. But typically, we don't have it under control because we don't realize our own power. Sound is very important for this chakra. Music. What you listen to and what you're hearing constantly tends to become what we say. When working with the throat chakra, sound baths are always very important. Singing bowls, shifting that frequency into a different sound, into a different wavelength, literally bringing that energy level up into something that is more attractive for you, something that is more in alignment with who you want to become. And of course, anything blue. It's a comforting shade. That's a hard one to find in nature. There's not really a lot of naturally blue occurring things. There's no blue foods. It's an unusual frequency. Common challenges of the throat chakra are issues with clenching your jaw a lot because you're not saying what you want to during the day and you're used to holding back. You could literally have a pain in the neck. You could have issues with speaking up, of course. You could have issues with hearing things. You're not being heard, or you're just not listening and focusing on what anybody else has to say. Communication is a two-way street, and we're always so focused on being heard. Are we listening properly? Because it is the gateway of truth, you can tell just by listening to someone just how much truth is invested in what they are saying. How direct are you? Are you dancing around what you want to say, or are you just going to say it? A lot of people, when they say something, they're afraid to say what they want. They're worried about how "I want this" sounds. So they'll say, "I would like," "what do you think?" You know, there's all these little things that take away the power of that creation statement. So the moment you're able to say, "I want," that is the moment that it happens. The sixth chakra is the third eye chakra, represented by the color purple. There are different schools of thought. Some people will say the third eye chakra, okay, that's indigo. And then others will say that it's purple. And both are correct, okay? It's really more a matter of how you process your chakras. So that's why I would never say one is right and one is wrong, because everybody feels it a little bit differently. For me personally, and the way I teach it, I like to bring purple in this particular area. I like to focus on purple in the shop a lot because it's just a nice way of getting people to just kind of wake up that psychic ability. It opens you up into your dream world, you know, the third eye. How do you see everything moving in your life, and what do you see that is truthful, that you would like to focus on, and the things that you don't want to bring into your life, you kind of bring your focus away from. So with the third eye, this is the eye that looks within. You know, we have two eyes that look out, but this one is the insight. This is where we see what's really going on within ourselves, who we truly are, where we want to go, the goals that we want to set. It opens us up to that dream world, but we realize that the dream world is not something that is separate from ourselves. It's merely the things that we want to bring into this world. So we start looking at, what do we dream that we really want to create? We see what we want and we speak it, and then it begins to manifest. So this one is the chakra of direction. When working with the third eye chakra, you can use, of course, anything purple. Amethyst is amazing. It's very good for helping you do dream work, any type of psychic ability. This is the chakra of divination. So tarot cards, runes, anything like that. It connects you to the dream world, the spirit world, the divine world, because that's what divination is. It's bringing those messages in to our world. So we connect to that higher aspect of ourselves, and we listen, we get the messages in, we see them, and then we see them in the imagery of what we're using. Also certain candles that we formulate that help a lot with readings, help a lot with sight. You can get chakra glasses. Now that will actually help you to see in a particular hue. So instead of rose-colored glasses, it would be violet-colored glasses for this particular chakra. Because it is so tied in with your eyes, I also like a lot of imagery. Of course, the books come in, artwork. All of these things really tie into opening up that third eye and seeing exactly how everything that we can visualize is possible. Anything that induces the meditative state. Lavender is always good. That's like the herb that hits everything. And it is very good with helping you with dream work, getting you more relaxed, getting you de-stressed. It works like your compass. So it keeps you from that squirrel mentality where you're looking here, you're looking here, you're looking here, you're looking here. No, okay, third eye, this is where I'm going. And when you focus confidently in one direction, it makes it much easier for you to finish the process. Common challenges of the third eye chakra are you could have a hard time sleeping, okay, or you need too much sleep, or you're getting headaches, issues with your vision, you're having a hard time focusing. It's not just vision in terms of getting eye strain or getting that little twitch in your eye. It could just be in terms of not being able to focus on things properly, just not being able to visualize, not being able to get into that state of meditation. The more that you're able to let your mind rest, because when your mind starts really spinning its wheels, it cuts off the psychic ability coming through, because the logical mind blocks that. And the seventh chakra is the crown chakra, represented by the color white. When you hit the third eye and you start divining, you start bringing in those messages from spirit, it's kind of like the precursor to the crown where you are spirit, when you fully connect with your higher self. That's why I like to say white for the crown. Now, some people will say purple, okay, like this is indigo and this would be purple. I will say this is purple and this is white. I like the white because the divine is all color coming together, everything just kind of manifesting on the top of the head. Instead of it being separate from ourselves, it is part of who we are. We are divine, we are timeless. There is that part of ourselves that goes on and on. When we fall asleep, it is still there. It is still projecting into the dream world and taking us on these wonderful journeys. It is still creating. It always knows who we truly are. It's that higher self, the way that we are source energy manifest. What is our spirituality? That's basically what the crown chakra is. How do you manifest your spirit? It's not necessarily religion, it's who you are. And it's why we're here. So what is your whole reason for being? What is it that drives you? What is it that makes you who you are? That's the part that tells us that we are everything. And that's why we're here, to experience everybody and everything and to connect with it, to find ourselves in all of these things, to realize that you're so much more than just this little meat suit that you happen to be wearing this time around. So when you can see yourself in someone else, or you can see yourself in even just an object in front of you, you start to realize just how powerful you are because you are reflected everywhere. If you hit the energy correctly, then all of a sudden you just start to soar. That's actually a part I think that we sometimes fear in ourselves. Oh, well, if I really go there, what if I can't get back? Well, of course you're going to get back. It's who you are. So if you think that you're spacing out, guess what? You're going up into your crown. That's all. And it's a good thing. So sometimes when you just trance and you go off into all of these other places, all you're doing is seeing just how far you stretch out. Because, our aura goes out a certain amount, but then it starts mingling with everything else. So all of these energies come together. And the more you can connect with everything around you, and the more you can really spread your energy out, the more good you can do, the more you can learn, and the more light you can contain. Like a nice little light bulb. When working with the crown chakra, you can use anything that is white or clear. The clear quartz, it just creates a prism. So you have all of these colors. You shine light into a clear quartz, and there you go. You've got the rainbow. You've got all of the chakras coming together. White candles, because they signify that purity, that part of ourselves that can never be corrupted, that part of ourselves that is divine. Anything that has like a little bit of a luminescence to it that just brings in almost that angel aura quality. Those scents and everything that bring you into a very meditative state. Sandalwood is wonderful for that. Or frankincense and myrrh, that's another nice one. It brings you in that very meditative state. Just allow yourself to shine. Anything that has a very reflective quality to it. So these shiny things are always very good. Sitting outside, of course, just getting that direct sunlight coming in, just to light yourself back up, because it's almost like you need a charge. Energy work is excellent for this. They just need to receive energy. That need to be reminded of just how much energy that they have. Common challenges of the crown chakra are dark night of the soul, crisis of faith. You've lost faith in yourself. You don't know what you believe in. People will come to me, they will say they feel lost, they don't have that direction, they don't know who they are, they don't know what they want to do. When people are lost, it's because they've forgotten who they are in a sense, and they just don't realize that divine nature. See, the thing is, you can never forget who you are because you are everything. You haven't gotten into that divine energy. Perhaps you haven't had enough time connecting to the spirit world. You haven't had enough time in meditation. Your energy has been too much influenced by everything around you. Just allow yourself to shine. You feel so good that you make everyone feel good around you because you're infectious. And that's when everything, your energy really starts to spread, and you just create this, your aura gets so wide that anybody who's around you takes on that wonderful light that you are shining out into the world.